Two gays watch Drag Race.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the first episode of Two Gays Watch Drag Race. I'm your first gay host, Zachary Landolt.
And I'm your second, even gayer host, Aaron Holman. And today we're recapping the season premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 13, Episode 1, The Pork Chop.
I am so excited. I think we've all needed a little drag race in our lives.
Yes,
Am I wrong?
for the love of God, yes.
I'm very excited to dive in, but before we kick things off, I just wanted to ask you, Aaron, where are you at emotionally this week? So in the lens of this show, I'm going to ask emotionally, are you in the top? Are you safe? Or are you in the bottom?
Oh, okay. I like that.
Get it?
You know what? This week, it's been a rough week. 2021 coming along. While it did bring the premiere of season 13 of Drag Race, it also didn't necessarily just end 2020. That didn't just evaporate overnight. So I am going to say I'm safe because I had some downs at the beginning of the week, but you know what? I'm feeling positive. I've got my gin and tonic. I'm ready.
Is that what that is?
It is.
Looks like lemonade.
Well, it is. Well, by gin and tonic, I mean it's like lemonade and gin. So like,
that's not tonic.
Hey, do not come for me.
All I have is my coffee with my Golden Girls coffee mug. If you,
I'm so jealous.
People on Patreon can see if you can
know
watch
what?
this if you're on Patreon.
I don't know if we've ever discussed this. Which Golden Girl are you?
Am I? Oh, I definitely.
Are you Blanche?
No, I think I'm Dorothy. I'm Dorothy.
See, I identify with Dorothy too.
A couple of Dorothys.
Just a couple of Dorothys. I love it. Well, how are you feeling this week? Are you in the top, safe, in the bottom? Where'd you land?
I'm afraid I might be in the bottom. Because 2021 started, and what was the first thing my body did? But it got sick. I had to get sick for all of 2020, and the first thing that happens to me. So if I sound slightly congested on the recording, it is not just how I sound, people. This is not the normal state. I'm gonna try not to sound like a heavy mouth breather into the microphone. So I'll lean back. But now, New Year's was kind of nothing this year. I mean, I spent it with my roommate, so we at least had someone to cheers with at midnight.
Listen, being responsible for New Year's sure as hell beats sinking on a boat in Puerto Vallarta and just losing your mind.
I don't need to capsize. I'm fine. But yeah, so I guess I was feeling a little on the bottom because I hate being sick. I mean, does anyone love being sick? But then I also was just having a slight freak out because I just always think, oh God, is this COVID? I got it. I finally got it. And luckily I got a COVID test. Everything's fine, but I hate being congested. It's the worst thing in the world. It's just because I always go straight to my nose too. I can't breathe through my nose. Just thrilling.
Speaking of other, oh my goodness. Speaking of other thrilling things, back to the subject at hand. We are at what I cannot even believe. All right. It's two landmark things. One, it's our first official episode recapping Drag Race, which I'm so excited to embark upon with you. Taking two gays watch a movie and turning it into two gays watch. I am thrilled to be doing this series with you.
Yeah. I'm thrilled to be doing this as well. I talk about Drag Race enough. I might as well tune into a microphone.
100%.
Plenty of other gay men do. Shall we get into the fun?
I think we absolutely should. Before we begin, I do want to just preface, we are going to keep it real cute. We're going to keep it polite. There doesn't need to be another show throwing shade. We're here to uplift the queens. That being said.
Oh, absolutely. They're all, it's one thing to just not vibe with a queen's style or, whatever. but they're all worthy. They're all on the show. They all got on the show. They all deserve your respect for how much goddamn work it takes to get into drag. So yeah, we will not be treating any queens as punching bags. So
And neither should you. Be nice online. If it's not nice, don't say it.
now, granted, if we have opinions that are not, just pure shade, if they're just, constructive thoughts, we might say them, but we're not going to be. Yeah, I don't think we're trying to do any of that nonsense. So if
Mm-mm.
that's the kind of show you're looking to listen to, you will be disappointed.
All right. So, with season 13 officially starting, the show kicks off and we see Miss Candy Muse sashay into the workroom. What are your thoughts on the look, Candy in general? How do you feel the moment that it happened?
Definitely a smart choice to do first because she just comes in with a wall of energy, and she's got personality. She has got personality. The look, I had to look at it for a second to decide how I felt about it initially, but I kind of love it, especially when she describes it later to the judges. It pretty much makes sense. It's slutty, it's denim, it's New York. Like I was like, yeah, it's pretty right.
I really liked it. And normally, I'm not huge on an all denim look, but
Yeah.
something about this, it was constructed perfectly, looked great on her body. And just like their promo look, it
Mhm,
is an older kind of silhouette, like overall, but done in like a very modern way.
mhm.
I really like it. And just like you said, she came in with all the personality, a fully developed character, which is
Yeah.
what I think really impressed me.
Yeah, she seemed confident and funny, but not it didn't feel forceful. It just felt like
Mm-mm.
that's her. She is just big and brash. And it was like I don't know if she intentionally meant to do this, but it was a nice little slight wink to her drag sister, Dahlia Sin from last season, who also had an all denim look when she came in. So that was cute.
Oh, I did not pick up
Yes,
on
yes,
that.
yes.
I didn't pick
Hers
up on
was
that
more
because
like she had like an over the shoulder little coat, and
mhm,
it was a little different, but it
little
was
skirt.
same kind of vibe. She does not have a massive stereo as a purse though.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I love a queen with props, because you have to commit to it,
Goddamn props. I love a
and
prop.
I do, and I loved it. I thought it was really wonderful. Candy Muse was, in my opinion, the perfect first queen to
Oh
walk
yeah.
out.
I think it's always I think it's a big thing. You always the first person who walks in the room. Like granted, this episode is a little differently structured than other premieres, but I do think she was a nice, solid, like let's get the season started kind of queen. It was
Mhm,
a smart choice. And
mhm.
then we get our second queen, Miss Joey J. Thoughts?
Mm, cluck cluck. Um,
Oh man.
Chicken feathers. That's where I'm gonna start. Those feathers went all over the place, but I really do like what Joey's serving. What I knew about Joey beforehand was that Joey doesn't really prefer to wear wigs. They like to use their own natural hair
Yeah.
and, do their own thing. That's kind of their signature thing. So honestly, I was really surprised to see them walk
Yeah.
in a wig. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah, same. I was gonna say the exact same thing. And granted, it makes me think that it must really
They
come
look
up
great.
later. It must really come up later in the show because
Mhm.
all she talked about in her goddamn Meet the Queens was I don't wear wigs like all these other girls, and they're gonna have to deal with it. So when she walked in and had the wig, I went, oh, okay,
I guess she just didn't want that critique on the first day.
sure, and
She
smart.
said, "I'll play the game." I think I would have liked the outfit better if it had no wig, I guess, or if it just been a little more signature them look. I liked it overall. I thought they were giving me some serious Scarlet Bobo vibes,
Yes, I got the
in
same
terms
thing.
of aesthetic,
Yeah.
which I think Scarlet Bobo is beautiful,
Oh, I love
so
Scarlet Bobo.
I'm really excited to see what Joey J brings, but I didn't like all the chicken talk. I don't know.
So much chicken. Cluck cluck.
Look, look.
Oh man, I'm here to bark and I'm here to clack and yeah, it was kind of like, girl, enough with the chicken. The
Yeah, it's like,
chicken.
what's happening?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do from here on out. I
Yes.
think it's only going to get better for Joey.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, so from there, we go to
Ah,
the runway.
yeah, before anyone gets comfortable, girls are called to the runway by Rue herself.
Mm,
They're told that things will be done a little differently this year, if that's not obvious already. We get
yeah.
our first introduction with the judges and our first lip sync. Me
Yeah.
personally, I absolutely loved a Q&A portion. I
Yeah.
loved it. I was living.
I love the plexiglass partitions. I'm sure Miss RuPaul is loving having a little more space for Michelle. You know, she can be very clingy. No,
Listen.
I thought it was cute. I know a lot of fans were it was a little divisive on everyone's initial thoughts on how the episode played out. But I also would like to remind everyone that they had to film this during quarantine, like one of the, harshest times of the year. So to me, I just look at the
Mhm.
show and think it's a miracle we have something to watch. So if it's going to be a little different, well, what'd you expect? Like, I'm surprised they're even there. So I
You
was
know,
kind of into it, and honestly, I like you said about the Q&A portion, I liked that I felt like we got a lot of time, one-on-one time with every queen.
mhm.
And they got yeah, like an initial take on the queens. Like granted, it must have been really weird for the queens to
Oh,
be like,
100%.
"Oh, I didn't think you would even see me in this look. I thought only RuPaul would maybe see it." So, and Miss Michelle, she had lots of questions about the looks, and so
Mhm.
I think it was good though. Gets them on their toes. Also, it's like be prepared for anything. I think
Well,
when they,
after all this time,
yeah,
I've heard Candy Muse say in interviews, she has said more than one time, she is quoted as in saying, this is going to be the renaissance of Drag Race this season.
mm,
And you know what? I'm down for it. If they want to shake it up and they want to use Miss Rona as an excuse to do that, then by all means, RuPaul's already got all the Emmys in the bag. So, like, why not take some risks when the show has been
well, the show has
formulaic?
changed so much over the years. Like I think some fans that have not been watching for a super long time might just feel like it's been the same old, nonsense. But there was a time where we didn't even lip sync for the crown. Like, I mean, they did a final lip sync, but the format has
But it was a
changed.
song that was planned for them. Yeah, that was back season
Well, and
8.
then there was that, but then before that, it was just like, and as your final challenge, you'll lip sync to Champion, my new single on iTunes. It's been a million different things. So, yeah, of all times to switch it up again during Miss Rona seems like
Mhm.
an apt time. What did
It
you think of
does.
Candy and Joey's Q&A portions with the judges?
I thought it was great. I know that Aja has come out and said something on like Twitter right after, Candy Muse because Carson points out, of the House of Aja. And she goes, of the former House of Aja. And, goes into her whole thing. I know Aja was really hurt by that. Overall, I personally think Candy Muse nailed her portion. When they asked
Yeah.
her questions, she got them right. They were concise, they were funny, and they were authentic.
Well,
Um,
she was good at like having a nice back and forth. She had lots of personality.
yeah, without being like showboaty. So I thought Candy Muse nailed it. Joey J again, cluck cluck.
Cluck
What's
cluck.
going
What's
on?
up with these goddamn chicken references, Miss J?
I liked it. Yeah, like I said, I'll reiterate, it can only go up from here in
Yeah,
terms for me with Joey. And I
yeah.
am really excited about Joey.
No, I am excited for more Joey. I'm excited. Yeah. So of course we get a lip sync because that's the twist of the whole episode. Is that everyone will come in there in small groups and they will lip sync. First lip sync was to a song that's I think been heard by many a homosexual. Call Me Maybe by Miss Carly Rae Jepsen.
Mm.
And yeah, Candy survives, and Joey gets the pork chop. They make it clear to say, "You're not sashaying away. You're getting the pork chop." It's audiences, listen for the clues. Listen for the clues. So, did you agree with the outcome of the lip sync?
100%. This
Same.
one, yes. And I heard it talked about on Race Chaser as well. What won
What's
me
that?
over? Well, what won me? Oh, shut up. What won me over about this lip sync was what Candy did at the very beginning and the very end, which was use her prop. She gave me a reason for that prop to be there. She turned the song on, a little call me maybe moment.
Yeah.
She used the whole stage, and then she turned the song off when it was over because it was over.
Listen, if you happen to have a huge boombox carrying around with you, that was a great way to use it. If anything, I was like, girl, what are the odds? Like, you should have been like really grateful. And
Mm-hmm.
I liked it that because I thought what I loved about Candy is that she was really fun to watch, but she didn't do like a bunch of tricks or anything. There wasn't
No.
any like shablams or high
She
kicks or
did a
anything.
Monet fake out at one point,
It was great.
little ooh.
But I love
Um,
funny. I love when I mean, I'm fine with a fierce performance as well. I mean, it was fierce, of course, but I love when I'm a silly bitch, and I love to giggle, and so I love when they get silly, and I like that she was getting silly. Joey
yeah.
was also very good, though. I don't think it was like Joey was like embarrassed by any means. I just think Candy. Well, also I thought about this. This is no like shade, obviously towards Joey J, but Candy just performs more regularly, it sounds like, than Joey does. Just admittedly from Joey's mouth, saying, "Oh yeah, I only perform like once a week," which is not that's fine. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Candy she's used to having to own a stage like that.
Mm-hmm. Just more often.
Yeah,
It seemed less like she had rehearsed that specific song and more like she had just rehearsed more.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I mean,
Like,
I know for me, because I am an actor, you're also an actor. I feel
mhm.
like I am the best as a performer when I'm just performing all the time because it is
Yes,
just like, the
it's in the
well-oiled
body. We're there.
machine, baby. So yeah.
Our next two queens enter, Miss Denali, Lala Ree. What did you think about these ladies?
I loved the vibe of both. I'll admit the Denali, I liked the look, but it was just, I was fine with it as an entrance look, especially when she admits that ice skating is a big part of her persona slash her life in general. So the fact that it kind of looks like a figure skating costume, I think is even just what she was kind of going for. I will say a ballsy move to show up into the workroom wearing actual ice skates because I just I'm not here to tell a queen how to perform on Drag Race, but I always think you never know what you're gonna have to do when you walk into
Mm.
that workroom. Like, what if they had a challenge where they had to like run down a alleyway or something, and she had those damn skates
Well,
on? Like,
I
it
mean,
just
she literally did the lip sync in them, so I
no.
think she
Oh,
would have
that's
done it.
sure. It's just like I was
Like
just like you could tell she did not expect to have to lip sync.
now my
Lala
question for
Ree,
you is, well,
yeah,
hold on, about Denali coming in
yeah,
on
yeah,
those ice skates.
yeah.
Do you think the producers were just shitting themselves that like she was like, "No, no, no. This is my look. I can't untie the shoes. I'm going in like this."
I don't think they were
Like
thrilled about her having to go lip sync on the stage of them.
unbelievable.
That
She was
is,
walking around for I can't even imagine how long. What a what a beast.
I bet there were some
With
scuffs.
I was impressed with the strength and the skill and the nerve. The
It do take
outfit
nerve.
was okay. You know, just like you said, it was a great ice skating outfit,
Yeah,
which okay, that's what we're going for. Now, Miss Lala Ree, I did not love this outfit, but I loved Lala Ree.
loved her. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
same, same. Yeah, the look was not one of my favorites. I mean, it was, you know,
I
on
won't
offense.
remember it. Is
Yeah,
is the reason that yeah, I don't
sure,
love
but
it.
she also came in with like such a light around her, just such a good vibe. Sounds so hippy dippy, but I got a good feeling from her. Like, I especially she has that gorgeous smile. I was excited to see more from her. Um, and so I feel like we got like, and we got a feel for her. It just wasn't as showy as the other looks of the other queens.
Now, you know what I am just now realizing
Mm.
is people may not know yet, and I may be spilling a little bit of tea ahead of time,
Oh.
but Lala Ree and Tamisha Iman are in the same family.
Oh yeah, I think they talked about
Like
it in the
this
Meet the
is
Queens.
Yeah, this is one of her daughters, and we have yet to see that moment happen. But I am looking forward to when
Oh, I
they realize
know.
they're here together. I think Lala Ree, like you said, has this incredible light about her, and I loved their lip sync, which they lip sync to which one? Oh, to When I Grow Up by the Pussycat Dolls. Lala Ree
Yeah.
survives, Denali gets the pork chop, and soon after she meets Joey J backstage and they start to speculate about exactly what the fuck is going on up in here on this day.
Yeah. Did you agree with the this is one of the more controversial ones from what I hear from other fans. Did you agree with the winner?
I did not, because
Okay.
to me, Denali showed a level of athleticism,
Hmm.
professionalism in the fact that she was very aware of her surroundings
Yeah.
and the other person lip syncing near these blades. And she also did not let that stop her. She was doing flips,
Yeah, yes,
when
she
she did
was.
that back bend and laid down. I couldn't believe that she was in these skates. Lala Ree was giving it to me too, though. You know,
Hmm.
so powerful, and the
See, this is the
face.
perfect discussion because I did think that Lala Ree won the lip sync. Only because, and this is here's like I want to keep this very clear. I thought that Lala Ree looked less nervous than Denali, but Denali probably looked
Mm,
a little nervous because she was having to lip sync in fucking ice skates. So like, who can blame her? So if Denali had won the lip sync, I wouldn't have been like, what the fuck? But when Lala Ree won, I did like understand because she just had such a I almost feel like what they were looking for, even more than like tricks and stunts, was who just not that they're not both stars, they're both obviously like amazing queens, but she just had a shine about her. She just it's a little a scotch more of zhuzh, a little extra something something. I was into it.
I think they were judging a little more on just like story or commitment to story. I'm
Hmm.
not sure.
And I
Like,
think I got the song more from the way Lala Reese sold it.
I agree.
Even though I
I
loved all the
agree.
tricks from Denali. Like, let me make it clear: if she had won, I would have also understood that as well. It was
Yeah.
it was a close. I think the first two lip syncs were very close.
Well, if you haven't seen it, and if the listeners out there have not seen it yet, Denali has done a When I Grow Up ice
Oh,
skating routine
oh,
on their Instagram.
check
It's
it
only
out.
like 2 minutes long, and it is fucking
Oh,
fierce.
yeah, I watched it today. It changed my life. Yeah, it
Um,
was amazing.
Literally, Denali is here to let you know she is a lip sync assassin, and
Mm.
I think we're gonna see more of that this season.
Oh, I'm sure. And then our next two queens, Sasha into the workroom, Simone and Tamisha Amon. What are your thoughts on their looks and
Okay.
their vibes?
Simone is wearing this all Polaroid look of herself,
Mm.
and she looks fierce.
Oh,
I could not stop staring at her face,
her
and then her
legs,
legs,
her
her
legs.
body. She was glistening the whole time. I
And
really,
then when
really
she got on the
enjoyed Simone.
runway, the way the light hit her face, she looked even more stunning on the runway. It was just, oh
Hmm.
God. Yeah. I'll admit, not to, spoiler alert, whatever. Simone was my takeaway from the episode in terms of
Hmm.
who I loved her confidence, she was like
Ease. She had
sexy,
ease.
confident, she had like humor. It was like the perfect blend of all those qualities. And I loved her dress. I know it was a reference to oh, was it
Ivy Winters.
no, 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 no.
Hmm.
No, like a supermodel. It was like I think it might have been
Twiggy.
huh?
Twiggy.
No, not Twiggy. I think it was like Cindy Crawford, or I can't. It might have been
Mm.
Cindy Crawford, but that she did a similar dress where it was made up of pictures of herself.
Mm.
And I just thought like it's such a delicate garment, and I thought it fit her so perfectly. It just like framed her little body, and she had. I was obsessed. I love like a like a kind of what Gigi Good was last season, where it's like a supermodel cartoon character, which is what I pretty much got from her. It's like equal parts glamour and beauty, and just like wit and intelligence and like
Well, from my
silliness.
understanding, they do run in the same circle.
Well,
Um,
yeah, if you can't connect those two together, I
uh,
believe they're roommates.
I think that is the case,
I
along
think
with, is it Rubber Child?
I believe so.
I think that is the T, but
Hmm.
the internet will tell us. There was the other contestant, Tamisha Iman. She
Tanisha
walked
Iman.
in her red with the
The
shoulders, looking
shoulders.
like she is here to do classic drag business.
She is here to
She's wearing the
fight the
suit.
Power Rangers, and that is the way it's gonna be.
Well,
And I'm into it.
she had my first quotable line of the season.
Yeah.
She walked in and her and Simone are talking and she references the outfit. She's like, "Oh, this outfit right here." And she just goes, "I'm into fashion." And I love it. Like,
She just has
this
that.
queen makes me happy. This is the drag I love. I love it.
I love it. I love, you know, I know we get obsessed with these like younger, look queens, like all this stuff. I love a queen that's been in the biz for, as she said, 30 years, which made me go, wait, how old are you? So I guess she started doing drag when she was 12.
She also is the mother of the Amon dynasty, like the house. So Tandy Amon Dupree, as we all know, is the Wonder Woman who fell from the
Oh
ceiling
my god.
in the talent show. That's her daughter, you
Yeah, for
know?
anyone who's not seen this video, like it is worth looking up. It is gaggier than anything that's ever been on Drag Race. Like it is truly,
Truly.
like imagine what Aja did in All Stars 3, but even higher. It was just
But
like
from the ceiling, you
fucking
know?
insane. I watch it sometimes just to be like, how did she do that?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
then we got a little bit of the story of Tamisha Iman.
Oh,
She was originally cast on season 12.
mm,
You know, she got the call on a Friday, and then by Sunday she found out she had stage 3 terminal colon cancer.
oh,
You know, and they overcame it through, I mean, all the help with the doctors,
truly
and I
insane.
can't imagine how strong this individual is to be here at season 13 looking the way they do, coming
Hmm.
in like that.
And with all
Giving a
that
lip
swagger
sync
still.
like that. They did
Yeah.
The Pleasure Principle by Janet Jackson.
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah,
Simone survived. Tamisha got the pork chop.
she did. Did
You
you
know,
agree?
that was a tough one for me.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I loved Tamisha. I'm very excited to see more from Tamisha, but there was just something about Simone and that lip sync, and I could be totally biased because I was just really feeling her whole vibe. But she did that thing where she sold it through her eyes, like she was just like piercing directly into the judges panel, and she found so many places for like comedy, which I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting from her, because from her Meet the Queens I was always excited about Simone. I thought she'd be stunning, but I wasn't sure how like funny she was going to be or how much personality she was going to have, and she
Yeah.
really surprised me. She really she showed up in a way that I wasn't expecting to from the Meet the
Same.
Queen. So I'm very excited to see what she's gonna bring this season. I'm very excited, very excited.
I feel the exact same way about her. I'm more excited about her after this first episode.
Mm,
Can't wait to see what continues to happen.
hmm.
Our next two queens are Gottmik, who makes history as the first trans male contestant, and
Hmm.
the one that only Utica Queen.
The one and only.
Well, I mean, she brings to mind some people, but truly she is her own brand of kooky, and you can tell.
I need a DNA test because you cannot tell me that is not Thorgy Thor's little sister.
Thorgy Thor and Ragamuffins like lost other sibling. I can totally
Exactly.
see that.
I don't usually like to compare queens to other queens, but it really is like they're like kindred spirits. Those two need to meet if they've not met somehow. Like that, I think they would have a fun time together.
You know,
Um,
Utica walked in that outfit that reminded me of like a hipster strawberry shortcake.
yeah,
But I really like it. Like, I am magnetically drawn to it. I'm not nuts about, I guess, the way that they speak quite yet, but I
Hmm.
guess I think I need to hear them just speak more, you
Just
know?
like the actual tone of Utica's voice.
No, not the tone of her voice, just like the pattern in which they
Yeah,
speak.
yeah.
It's a little like it's kind of quiet and private and little kind of bursts of energy that remind me of Thorgy a lot,
Yeah.
but I want to see more. I want to see this queen tackle challenges. That's what
Hmm.
I want to see from Utica. I want to see them take something and do something new with it.
Yeah, for sure. And what were your first thoughts on Got Meg?
Got Mick is a queen I've followed for quite a long time and
Ooh,
thrilled to see them here. They walked in a look that was 100% Got Mick, which to me is that white face with some sort of stunning eye. And then
love the
the
eye
fabric
makeup.
is super feminine. It was tulle and sort of like a bathing suit drapery. I really, really love both of these queens. I was happy to see them walk in together. I thought they were a good pairing.
Yeah, I love the hair and makeup. The dress I was fine with. It didn't like blow me away or anything, but I also feel like the focal point with Gottmik was the face because Gottmik is known as an amazing makeup artist. And I feel like at this point on Drag Race, this is season 13. It's been on God knows how long. If you can do something with your makeup that looks like something I haven't quite seen before, I think that's a pretty big accomplishment. And the eye makeup definitely looked like a new sort of technique that I definitely couldn't compare to someone else when I immediately saw it. So I was interested. I'm excited to see more. They do lip sync to a song that I gasped over, which was "Rumors" by Lindsay Lohan. I have been
It
waiting
was
for a
my
Lindsay
favorite of
Lohan
the night.
song. I have been
Mhm.
waiting for a Lindsay Lohan track for a very long time.
I'm also
And
gonna
got
say it here and now. I'm also waiting for Lindsay Lohan on Snatch Game.
come on Snatch Game.
Yeah. Why
Ooh, I don't
hasn't
know.
that
That's a
happened?
tricky one. I thought you were gonna
I
say as a
don't think
guest
it's that
judge. I do
hard.
agree with that.
Oh my God, fierce.
I do think Lindsay Lohan is possible to do, but that's a hard one. That would need to be like a comedy queen that knows how to make that funny. I'm
I
just
want to see it done because I
all
think it would
right.
be hilarious if done well.
If it's funny, I like
If we can do
funny.
like Joan Rivers
But Joan
and
Rivers
like
is more, that's I
expected to
understand
be.
how to do Joan Rivers.
Okay. Okay. All right. Back to the Lindsay Lohan at hand. Rumors. Gottmik survives and Utica gets the pork chop.
Hmm.
Oh,
I agree. I
I
agree.
do too.
Well,
Um,
I when I was watching the show, so I rewatched it because I wanted to see it one more time before we talked, and I feel like they were the two that were the most visibly shook from the twist. Like I could practically feel their nerves. And again, that's not a read because they could have never have known that that's how they were gonna do
I
things.
mean, RuPaul had the moment with Utica quite literally where it was like, are you nervous?" And they're like, "I feel it. I feel it down."
In my
What did they
nuggets.
say? Oh
In my
yeah, I feel it in my
nuggets.
nuggets. It's like, "What's that?" In my nuggets. Oh, well, we
Everyone
all
loves
love
nuggets.
nuggets.
We all
Now
love
lip
nuggets.
sync.
My nuggets. I can't even. Yeah. And then, oh my god, also made me fall in love with Utica actually when she was leaving. She's like, "I'll get you, RuPaul!" It like shakes her
Hmm.
fist at her. And that
Me
was like,
too.
okay, you're funny. Because I also feel like so at this point, several queens have started gathering in the, as we later see it, the pork chop loading dock. Ah, I feel like they had to have known that there's no way they're sending half the cast home. Like that's like they're not gonna do that. But knowing RuPaul's Drag Race, they love a twist. So I could still see them being like, yeah, I don't think we're all going home, but how many of us are going home? So yeah, I don't know. A very uncomfortable place to be residing in, I'm sure.
I think that after like I think Tamisha Iman was the third one to show up, and then Rose comes after
Yeah.
that. I think once Rose shows up, because let's be honest, she shows up a little dry. Uh, she
Okay.
shows up a little dry. I think that at that point you would have to know that it's not happening. Although, Tamisha really was fully convinced. She was like, "Oop, gag, we're all going home." You
Right.
know,
I love it.
I don't know
Tamisha
what
was
I would have
like, "No, we're
thought.
going home, bitch." She
Yeah,
said,
she's
"Go
like, she
home."
said, "Go home."
Well, so as you said, our next two queens were Rose and Olivia Lux, both New York queens. Rose is the only queen, other than I think I'd heard of another queen who we've not talked about yet, but I definitely had heard of Rose. I had heard that name for a couple of years, so it's cool having her on the show. I had not heard Olivia Lux, but apparently she is a newer queen. She's not been at it as long. Um, what did you think of their looks? I thought Rosé's look was perfect for like her branded, like, this is me, this is my vibe. It was very like Ariana Grande mixed with Katy Perry mixed with just
Pepto
lots of
Bismol.
pink. And I love pink. I'm a pink gay. So
Well,
love the
what I
pink.
will say, what I'll say about Rosé's outfit,
Mm,
it was done by Florence DeLee, who by this point has become a staple on doing Drag Race
mm.
outfits.
I loved the
An
wig.
incredible designer. I love Florence DeLee. This look, I think, was incredibly smart for two reasons from Rosé. One, like you said, branding. Number two, she was ready to go, no matter what the challenge was.
She
You know,
was.
the way that I would gauge what would my entrance look be if I were going on Drag Race, the challenge that I would think about would be getting in the water tank and having to do the
Oh,
underwater photo. That's
oh
how I would
God.
go into it. I'd be like, worst case scenario, they're about to have
Let's
me.
hope they never do that to those queens again. My
Well,
God.
they did it on UK. You know, they'll flip it, flop it around every six,
One
seven
year they're just
years or
gonna
so.
dump them into a tub of like mud or in like horse shit.
And be like, so cover your face, but still show
Can
us
you be
fierce makeup.
fierce while covered in feces? Never
Oh
say never, girl.
man,
Never say never.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, and Olivia's dress. I liked Olivia's dress. My only thing I would have changed about Olivia's dress, I just wish her like waist had been cinched a little more just to give it a little more shape because I loved the colors. I loved the idea of the dress. I just wanted it to be a little more hourglass. I think it would have just made it pop even more, but I still thought she looked stunning.
I thought she looked absolutely brilliant. I thought she looked like a shining star. Obvious. For me, honestly, Olivia was one of my favorites just walking in.
Yeah.
I thought she looked, I mean, the happiest. She was literally glowing.
Yeah.
Her outfit was giving me some serious WAP vibes, the down the middle. And then also it was like the pink and yellow starburst girl. So like for
Yeah.
me, I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. A sort of
Yeah.
crushed little velvet dress.
I was into it.
Um, I thought she looked brilliant. I thought she looked like a young Jada Essence Hall.
Okay. I
hmm
didn't get. I got more. If I had to well, I don't
Even
know.
RuPaul. She looks like RuPaul.
I
Like,
think I could sooner see RuPaul.
mm-hmm.
Just because Jada is more, her face is more angular than Olivia's. Olivia's is more like full and like, or not that, well, not that Miss Jada don't have cheekbones for days. But yeah, I got more, not RuPaul, but
Well, she's
yeah.
giving me just a gorgeous
She is giving me
glamour
just gorgeous. Yeah,
face.
I'm gonna let her
Uh-huh.
just, I'm not gonna compare her to nobody. I just
Yeah,
liked
on top of
Olivia.
just a brilliant just personality and light
Yeah.
and joy. She seemed the most all right, I'm gonna say it right here and there. I think she is our Miss Congeniality, if not a winner.
Oh, if not the winner.
If not a winner,
Oh,
because
okay.
I don't have my judgment on a winner yet. But like if
Yeah,
she
I
doesn't
don't.
win, I think she's our Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, personally,
And
I'm just gonna say it now. I don't think we're gonna really give our official predictions for the whole season until we get the second half of our premiere next week because
correct.
we haven't seen everything. We haven't seen them do a runway yet. Like I don't feel appropriate. But they do head to the runway like everyone else, and they have to lip sync to X's and O's by L King. Olivia survives, and Rose is given the pork chop. What were your thoughts on this?
I actually agreed. for this lip sync.
I
I
did too.
completely did. And I'll tell you why. Again, it was story driven, a little more comedy driven. Rose
Yeah,
and Olivia were both performing the house down. I
sure.
thought
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
were nailing the song in different ways. Rose
Mm.
was performing it like she's on tour. And Olivia was, I mean, Olivia was running from those ghosts. She was scared and running around. And to me, it was more entertaining in that moment. In that moment, it was what I liked better.
And
Um,
you know that thing, like I can't even describe it because it's something that can't really be described. But she had that intangible, star it factor
Joy.
thing to her. There was something about her. Like, again, not that Rose does not also have that, but during the lip sync, my eye was being. Granted, we're being edited a lip sync to look at, but I did find myself compelled more by the narrative that Olivia was selling than the one from Rose. Though I did think
Mhm.
Rose killed it. I thought it was very close,
I thought Rose
very close.
killed it, but you know what killed it for me with Rose was the attitude walking out. She was giving me dead fish vibes,
Oh,
kind
I
of
was
like
into it. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was. If it was a choice, I think it was hilarious. If
I
it
think it was
was
a choice.
genuine, I can't wait to see more.
I just feel like Miss
Um,
Rose was thinking, "What the fuck's going on?" Because Rose strikes me as someone that watches Drag Race as a fan, like just as
mhm,
someone who watches Drag Race. Several people that she's friends with, work with, have been on the show. So I think, and I feel like more queens than outwardly said it fast enough probably thought in their heads, "There's no way they're sending us home. Like this
mhm.
can't be us." So I think she was just kind of like, "Okay, you tell me where to go, and I'll go sit there for a while, and you tell me what to do next." So I think she was probably just feeling thrown.
Yeah, I agree because I think the whole stunt of episode 1 was to throw the girls,
Yes.
which admittedly was done. I just
Yeah.
personally would have liked, um, I mean, this is a direct quote. She said, "I don't like to lose, but I usually win." I think that says it all about Miss Rose. She is in the group Stephanie's Child, and we all know that consists of our Wonder Star Jan and Miss Laguna Blue. I'm excited to see what Rose does, and I bet she goes really far.
Oh yes,
I
I think
hope
she'll go
the
far. I
yeah,
I I have I get she does say she'll stay longer than Jan.
she has promised.
Yeah. I'm still into her though. I get fun vibes from her. I'm already like wondering who she would do in Snatch Game. That's my thing. I as a theater gay, I
Ooh,
instantly look at the queens and go,
fun.
who am I excited for Snatch Game? And I already this season I think there's several of them that I think will do well at that. So I'm excited.
Wouldn't it be a gag if Rose did like Mrs. Doubtfire?
Wait, what?
Anyway, no, they walked in saying, "I am the drag child." If Jim Carrey and Robin Williams
Oh,
had a
right.
drag
I
child,
forgot about
that's quite
that.
literally from their own mouth what they said. And
Hmm.
I was listening to Miss Rose because
Or
I'm
Ace
I'm
Ventura.
so why
I
not
know.
both?
Though Ace Ventura has been looked at with a magnifying glass in recent years and has got some problematic spots in it.
And
Um,
maybe these two guys will watch that at some point. Now, our
I would
final
love Mrs. Doubtfire though.
I would too. Now, our final three queens enter, and
Mm,
they are Tina Burner, Elliot with two T's, and Kimora Hall. What do
yes.
you think, Zach? How do you feel?
How do I feel? Tell me, how do I feel? No, Tina Burner. I'm like, okay, cool. I get it. From New York, you're funny. You're a comedy queen. I know she makes a lot of her looks.
Another
Um,
entrance
she,
outfit, though, that was done by Florence DeLee.
yeah. Again, I think she came in with a perfect packaged look. Knew how to sell herself. She came off one of the most confident of the group. Just you could tell that she came there to play the game. I think you need to come in there as yourself and don't second guess it. Just like do what your instincts are. Do what is like undeniably you. And for better or worse, she was herself. I know she was a little divisive with some people that thought she was a little abrasive. I also think it's the first episode, so I try to give them some time to like fully develop an opinion. But I
I have a
thought she
question
was,
for you.
huh?
I have a question. You
Sure.
mentioned that there was a queen later on that you were familiar with. Are you familiar with Tina before
Yeah,
the show?
she was the one. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Not like excessively, but I had at least heard the drag name Tina Burner.
Mhm.
I'd seen it in like articles I had read. I had heard other New York. I think I heard like Jan reference her in an interview once or something. Like, so I'd been like, oh, I know that name. I know that name.
Mhm.
So I'm excited. I think instantly that's like a Snatch Game queen. I'm like, I can't wait to see you on Snatch Game. Ellie with
Mm.
two T's is serving me Martha Plimpton realness, and I'm really here for it. Um, the look was not my favorite, but I also thought it was cute. It was kind of like cute but unoffensive. It wasn't gonna be my favorite, but it was cute. It was fine. Kimora Hall was wearing literally a vintage Bob Mackie gown that was taken in because she is
Gorgeous.
sample size, and she's stunning. And as
Yeah,
she said,
unbelievable.
the Hall family is known for shoulders and clavicles, and both were stunning on her as well. So it's basically a stunning queen, a comedy queen, and then we have like a dancer, kind of quirky. I mean, I don't know, like Elliot. I feel like I still want to get to know Elliot more because I'm not quite sure the full vibe of Elliot right now. I'm like, are you more of a comedy queen? Are you more of a just a performer dancer, like bucking and doing splits queen? I'm interested to see what she potentially brings to the season.
I I agree in a lot of those ways.
Mm,
About Tina Burner, that's someone who I've known about for a while.
mm.
What I can say about them is they've got a mouth on them. When it gets going and it gets burning, they
Yeah.
will burn in, what's in front of their path. That's not to say she's not funny. She is fierce. She is talented. She's been around for a while, and you have to be talented. She also dated Graham Norton for a while. Tina Burner.
What? Oh
Yes,
wow.
literally, Drag Race UK judge.
Oh, I
They
love
had a
Graham Norton.
relationship with. I do too. Well,
Oh
Tina Burner back in the
wow.
day was their arm candy for a while. With this entrance look, I'm
Well,
not gonna
that just
lie
made
though.
her get kicked up a couple of points because I love Graham Norton,
Oh, me too.
my favorite
And
talk show host.
absolutely mine too. Like seriously, so funny, so witty,
Oh,
so handsome.
I watch clips from his damn talk show all the time. Wow, that's funny. And
Um,
yeah.
this outfit that Tina walked in, I think it's like Hamburglar on the Run. It's a little too mustard and ketchup for me. I know it was supposed to
It's
be
not my favorite.
firefighter, but
Yeah.
like it didn't, I don't know, it didn't nail it for me. Um,
Yeah.
Elliot with two T's. I got exactly what they were serving me, which was a housewife with a secret.
Oh
It was windbreaker with red pants. I don't really have much to say about
yeah, there's
that.
not much to say. It was
Yeah,
cute, but unoffensive. It was just like, okay.
it was
It wasn't the
fine.
worst look of the night. It was just like, it was. I mean, again, I guess it's perfect in a way because she can do anything in that thing. She can run up a hill in
Yes,
it. She can
correct,
dunk into a
correct.
water tank. So it's
Yeah.
smart in that way. Because here's one thing.
Kimora
I was
Hall.
like, Kimora Hall, I wouldn't be wearing no vintage Bob Mackie walking into that. Can you imagine they've been like, you'll be posing in this water tank? She would have been like, oh no, I am not.
We're gonna spray you with paint.
Ooh, bitch. Yeah, can
Like
you imagine the drama? The drama.
she'd been like, not me,
I
honey.
did love the
Like,
gag when they were like, "Oh, and who made the judge?" Like, "Oh, it's Bob Mackie." Because RuPaul, if you don't know, huge fan of, loved Bob Mackie so much that on AJ and the Queen, the show that RuPaul briefly had on Netflix, there was an entire episode dedicated to them going to a Bob Mackie museum where she got to wear Bob
oh
Mackie outfits.
yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like she was kind of playing a poker face. I'm like, oh, lovely, lovely. I was like, RuPaul. That is a
Listen,
setting.
but if you've got the connections, Miss Kimura, use them, honey. You better
Well,
get
apparently
that
she has a
dress.
very close connection with Bob Mackie.
Oh, I'm excited then to
Like, I think
continue to
they're
see their
friends. I
outfits.
think she like regularly contacts him to get stuff from like the archives and things of that nature.
Well, I thought the outfit was unbelievable perfection. Honestly,
Perfection. I would say
Kimora's
perfection.
hair was also my favorite. I was directly comparing every girl's hair when they walked in. Kimora's was the biggest lion maniest of them all, and it was my
She looks like a
favorite.
literal doll. Like I was like, that is a doll. I want to play
She
with
looked
her.
like a glass of orange Julius that I just wanted to drink.
I
And
want to drink
she
every
also
ounce of it up.
do you watch Big Brother at all?
No.
Okay. Julie Chen, for the listeners out there,
Oh yeah,
Miss
yeah.
Julie Chen,
I do know
the
Julie Chen.
host of Big Brother, that's literally who
She's on
Kimora
the
Hall looked
talk.
like to me. That's who she looked like to me. She looked like Julie
I can see
Chen
that. I can see
in
that.
high drag, which means she's gorgeous.
Julie Chen's. She's on the talk, right? That show, The Talk.
I think so. Yeah. Yes, she is.
Yeah, see, that's
Wow.
yeah. Stunning, stunning. Um. Oh, and yeah, and so they do the last lip sync, which is to Lady Marmalade from Miss Christina Aguilera, Pink, Maya, and Lil Kim, which baby gay me in 2001 was listening to this song a lot because the Moulin Rouge soundtrack was the only thing playing in my room for
Wait, did
2001.
you did you like that movie? Of
I
course
liked
you
it a little
did.
bit. I only saw it 7 times in the theater. Yeah, that soundtrack was on repeat.
So Tina survives. Elliot and Kimura get 2 servings of the pork chop.
I'll get 2 pork chops
Uh,
to go.
do you agree?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yes, I'll take them to go. Now, I agreed too. I thought it was, I
I thought
mean,
Kimura did great in like I thought Kimura served her vibe very well, but Tina was just performing on a more like I don't know what word to use this. It's just a more intense performance.
she was doing more theatrical, where the other
Yeah.
two, there was this one specific point, and it is that part where it's Christina Aguilera build
Yeah.
up the hey,
Yeah.
hey, we all know it's one of the gay
Yeah.
siren calls.
We all
Um,
know it. We could all lip
what
sync it.
what Kimura and Elliot decided to do at that time, because of course everybody was lip syncing Christina at that moment. What they both did, they both were on each side of Tina, and they both did lean
Yeah.
back, which ended up framing Tina
Yeah,
Burner,
I mean, come
who
on.
was standing up
Yeah.
like straight tall and just going, and it's like
Ladies, what are you
she
doing?
won.
Yeah.
She won.
Yeah.
And I think she was playing it smart. Like, I think she was watching them. I
Mhm.
think what we've got on our hands with Tina Burner is an experienced queen
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
an intelligent queen who is going to give these girls a run for their money.
For sure. So after that, we go back to all the queens in the pork chop loading dock, where RuPaul comes over the loudspeaker and tells the queens that a van is headed their way to pick them up and send them home. Till Michelle reminds her that she's about to send half the cast home. We see this
Oh.
stunt. We see the stunt. And RuPaul informs them that they still have a chance to stay, but they will need to give one of the bottom queens the pork chop. Meaning, I assume vote one of them out. They're not happy. We're not happy because, as they tell each other, I don't even know y'all. I don't know y'all from nobody. So, what do you mean send one of you home? And we end on the words "to be continued." So, Aaron, what do you think is going to happen next week with that?
Well, I'm going to throw in again Tamisha Iman. She is
Mhm.
one of my favorite quote queens for this episode. She fell into the bottom, right? She's sitting there and they go, "All right, now you have to pick one of the queens to get a pork chop." And she goes, "Well, I'm the only black girl, so you can't vote for me." Unbelievable. Hands down the funniest moment of this episode for
Also, can
me.
you imagine if any of those queens sent her home? Like, oh, I can't even.
They
I can't
literally
even.
can't.
You can't do that.
They cannot, because she said it. Like, oh my God. Funniest moment. Now, I would be shitting my pants. I mean, I can't believe they're pulling some all-star shit on, season 13. I can't believe it. I'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. Are they about to give them all lipsticks and be like, "Go vote"?
Hey,
What are they
they
doing?
got the props department there. They know how to make them. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I'm really excited to see what happens with it. Um, all right, let's see. Who is the bottom? I'm gonna go ahead and say the bottoms. They are Joey J, Denali Fox,
Huh?
Tamisha Iman, Utica Queen, Rose, and Elliot with two T's, and Kimora Hall.
Hmm.
Who would you send home?
Yes, so listeners, as you continue listening to our show, every week we will predict who we
Mm-hmm.
think the next queen to go home will be. But this week, since we're not even finished with the, premiere episode, technically, we are going to both predict who we think will be sent home if someone is even sent home. Watch no one get sent home. But
Yeah, out of the
pre-
vote.
yeah, but predicting based on the assumption that they want us to leave the episode with that someone's going to get sent home, I think out of those queens, the one I could see them sending home only, and not based on anything even incredibly in particular, but I would say Elliot with two T's. Just out of all of those queens, that's the one my brain naturally, for whatever reason, leans towards.
The other one that I'm going to throw out there as a maybe
Uh-huh.
is Joey J, and it's kind of for
Oh.
similar reasons. Um,
Inexperience.
Inexperience, because the fact that they did not walk in with their signature look tells me
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and this could be completely wrong, but like maybe there's a lack of confidence or the full blown character. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to see more. But if I had to vote, just I'm sitting in that group, I think I would probably vote Joey.
Yeah. I'm just looking at my gay crystal ball,
Mm.
and I feel like some using my slight gay detective brain, and I feel like because he talks so much about his whole like wig journey, it makes me
Mm.
think that that's a narrative that happens on the show because it did not happen in this episode. So it makes me think that he must stick around at least long enough for Michelle to be like, "So you're not wearing a wig tonight? We're gonna be wearing wigs
Hmm.
next week." So I have a
What
feeling that
about
that must happen. So yeah, I will say, and next week we will flash back to see how correct we were. But yes, I am saying Elliot with two T's.
and I am saying Joey J.
We shall see. So I don't know. Do you want to predict if you had to predict a final four? Do you want to do it this week just for funsies, and then put the final one next week? Like, do you want to go ahead
Yeah,
and put in
once
some?
once everybody's all together, that's when
We'll
we'll
do
put
our
our
definitive one for
official.
next week. But if you had to pick a final four right now, and it could be any, it could be queens that are on the bottom, queens that are
Yeah.
bottom, blah blah blah.
All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it real quick. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna think about it too hard.
yeah.
Miss Candy Muse,
Mm-hmm.
Simone, Got Mick, and Tina Burner.
Ooh, okay. All right. Oh fuck, this is hard.
I
Okay,
know. I
just
can't
based off
believe I
of
didn't say
this
Rose.
episode, just what we were shown in this episode, I would say Candy Muse, Simone, Olivia Lux, and Tina Burner. That would be my four.
Mm-hmm,
Just
mm-hmm,
based on this episode. And
mm-hmm.
admittedly, I don't want to make a final prediction until we've seen them do the fall. I assume they're going to do the
A
fall
full challenge
spring
and
runway. Yeah,
runway.
I want to see them do a whole episode. So for now that would be my four.
Fantastic.
Mm. Well, we did it. We got through the first episode. Are you so
I'm so
excited?
excited. Yeah, I am like freaking out.
I'm
Like,
so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared, to see who goes home. Uh I'm done. It's me being sick. It's all the medications got into my little gay brain and it's cooking it like a little omelet in my gay cranium.
I'm just
Um
ready for the rest of this season because I think that we have a fierce cast. Like
yeah.
you've said before, we are so lucky to have even a new season of Drag Race
Oh,
during,
come on. What a
these
blessing.
crazy quarantine times. I'm ready to dive into it. I know in 2 weeks from now, we also are going to have the premiere of the UK
Oh,
season 2, which, we'll cross that bridge
we'll
when we get there, ladies
we'll
and
yeah, we'll
gentlemen.
keep you informed on the plan. We might not it might be too much to discuss both of them at the same time. We might discuss it maybe after that. Well, we'll keep you informed.
We will get it worked out, but what you can expect
yeah.
is some like fierce guests coming on and through. I'm just really excited about all the things that are coming with our new recapping of Drag Race.
Well, do you want to let the listeners know where they can find you on social media?
For sure. You know that you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at aholehuman. And you can support my other podcast at patreon.com/eye to eye podcast, EYE number 2, letter I podcast. And very soon, you're going to be able to get some Patreon material from Two Gays Watch,
Yeah, it's coming
which I
very
am
soon.
So thrilled about. I'm ready.
Yes. We have lots of fun things, lots of fun merch we're planning, fun bonus content. It's gonna be a fun time. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff at Zachary with no H. And you can follow the podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, all at Two Gays Watch. Well, I am so glad that we started our engines today, and I'm excited to see what happens with the rest of the season.
Me too.
Oh,
I'm just so ready to see what these queens got because, like, they've already hooked me.
may the best drag queen win.
Oh, yay, inclusivity.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.